Greetings, Massive and crew. Yes, followers of African Life and beyond, We're doing this once again on the Action Spot. My name's Sanope, as usual. I am at the festival One Love 2017, and it's so interesting because tonight, the MC did introduce the group and said, it's a legendary night because Skatalites is the name. If you ever know that, this is part of, defining reggae music. But anyway, I welcome my special guest. I've got two guests because I'm special tonight on the legendary night. So left and right, welcome, Dada. Give your name.
Hi, I'm Ken Stewart.
Rastafari, welcome to Italy, the place to be. One Love is the name of the festival. And I have my special guest on the right here. The name begins with Brian, original Studio One member. Dada, tell us the full name.
Brian Atkinson.
Rastafari, and from Ghana we say Akwaba.
But in them time that them call I'm on BST. And nobody don't know my name really. I mean, just a few people know my real name. Because I was BST.
Then I glad and hopeful to know the original name from the BZ, the original Studio One member. If you don't know reggae music, just try to find out. But basically, my first question, my lord, how do you find Italy and the place to be One Love concert? How do I love the place?
Oh, wow. It's mind-blowing, man. I enjoyed it immensely. Beautiful country. Oh, yeah. A lot of hills and stuff, everybody builds on the hillside. I love that,
I love it too, and I must say the Adam concert made it so upful. It's a place in nature. One Love is the name of the festival. And I tell you, the groove, the energy, everything is just splendid. My lord, how is Italy treating the eye?
When I come to Italy, I feel like I came home. Perché sono Italo-Americano.
So is it, would you say the I is a new generation member of the Skatalites or an old generation member?
I've been in the band for 29 years. I played with all the originals except for Don Drummond's. Since 1988, I joined the group. Got to play with Jackie Matu. Got to play with Roland Alfonso. Lloyd Knibb was my good friend. Everybody, Lloyd Brevitt, Jackie Matu, Dizzy Johnny Moore, Lester Sterling, all of the originals. Jerry, I played with them just once, but it changed my life meeting these guys,
Music is life. Mr. Busy, you want to tell me how it's been like playing from those days with a different membership, but still it's about the Skatalites and until today. 2017 is the same. How has it been for the eye? Playing from way back. It used to be ska, used to be, today is reggae music, which is evolving too. But tell us a bit from way back.
Yeah, when I entered, I took over from Brevet, Lloyd Brevet, the master.
Yeah.
And I played with all the Skatalites recording. I didn't play out with them until 1989, but I did studio work with all the Skatalites, Tommy McCook and everybody in the studio. Miles of horn players. But but we from there it evolved. They broke up. Tommy McCook went one way, Supersonics, and Roland Alfonso and Soul Brothers. Roland Alfonso and the Soul Brothers. And Brevet was supposed to be a soul brother. He took the photograph and everything, but they had the falling out, and I came in there, right there. Yeah. So the rest is history. We created this music.
I know, and creating that music. How does it sound for the eye? Today's, comparing to today's kind of dancehall, and from those, how does it, I want to know from the eye.
Well, I'm not gonna knock anybody, But it's an evolution.
Right.
And we don't know where it's gonna go.
Exactly.
But we just got to go with it.
Exactly, setting a piece.
And make the best of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. I don't bash anybody.
Okay.
But the roots, what we did, is still being played today.
All right.
That was the cornerstone,
Yeah.
the foundation, and it's still being repeated.
Right.
That was the standard,
Yeah.
and it lives on today.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Give thanks, my Lord. So, playing for almost about 29 to 30 years with the Skatalites. Today, it's a different generation. But how does it feel? Tell me anyway. What's the tour the tour for this year like? Because I think the Skatalites are coming with something new, something different.
Well, Brian is one thing that's different, and we like Brian said, it's an evolution. It's an evolution within the band, because the band can't last 53 years with the same personnel.
No.
And we can't resurrect the dead.
Yeah.
So we have to evolve and change. And most the members that are in the band now, each one of them was selected by one of the original Skatalites, including myself. I basically replaced Jackie Mitu because he passed away about a year after I was in the band.
Okay.
He was already living far away. It wasn't practical for him to play, and then he got sick. So it's been like that. You know, Cedric Brooks passed away. We got Zem because Cedric and Zem had been playing in New York together. It's just Sparrow was personally selected by Lloyd Knibb, etc., etc. So the music, and they got to actually play with these men. It's not like we came along and said, "Oh, let's start a Skatalites tribute band." Plus, we still have Doreen, and Lester Sterling is still playing with us sometimes when he wants to. He doesn't care to tour on a lengthy basis, but you know, this year, you mentioned this year's tour.
Yeah.
This is our second tour of Europe already.
Right.
We're coming back again in August. We're going to end up playing, we play a couple shows in No Logo in France, and a few shows in France, and then we're in UK for 10 days, 10 shows, including with Madness in London, which is a big show outside at Clapham Common. And then we're taking a week off and we're playing at Electric Picnic in Ireland, which is the Glastonbury of Ireland. So,
wow, and any performance in Vienna?
yes, we'll be in Vienna on November 8th. I'm not sure of the club name. Typically, it's at Arena, but I'm not sure.
Arena is the
I'm
place
not
to be.
sure.
Right. Well, we'll leave that, but it will certainly come.
And we'll be all over Eastern Europe. We'll be in Warsaw and in Budapest, and coming down from Copenhagen and Sweden, and it's gonna be. And then we're go off to Spain. We're going to South America this year. After August, we're doing a big. It's like a 6-week tour of the U.S. and Mexico. So we just.
Well, I know it's gonna be quite busy,
yeah.
for the rest of the time,
Yeah.
So, what is the message as the item, especially now that you've accepted the way the trend is taking the reggae music, especially from the ska days? What will be what is the message the item is carrying this time around for especially the fans who don't know the real metamorphosis of the reggae music from those days?
Reggae music is God music
Right.
to begin with,
Yeah.
because we didn't go to school to learn to play. We just pick up an instrument and play,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
With a book, we teach ourselves to play,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then we grow into the instrument,
Right.
right?
Right.
So whatever your passion is, just go after it.
Right.
Never give up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Never give up.
Yeah.
And love is the answer.
I love that.
Love is the answer,
I love
and
that.
hurt no one.
Hurt no one. Must be the basic rule to life.
Hurt no one.
Love that. Love that. Give thanks and appreciate love for that. But yeah, I want to know from the eye, apart from the reggae music, the world actually, I don't want to classify the item music as just the reggae music, but the item has been playing on different platforms. tell me one of the memorable occasions in the Ice life. I know I'm talking to a legend, so I just want to know one of the memorable occasions, whether reggae, whether off reggae, any of the, explosive moments.
Well, I can only go back to the beginning because
Alright.
the way that I got in was kind of off the wall.
So let
You
us
know,
know about that. Mr. Beasley, I'm really curious.
It was kind of off the wall. It's a friend of mine that I used to jam with. Come and say, Coxon is looking for a bass man, and I was playing guitar. They could have go find a bass man, but they told Coxon about me, and Coxon said, "Come on in on Friday for an interview," and that was the rest.
That
the
has
rest
been
is
history until today.
That's the most memorable thing on my mind,
Wow.
and especially that 3 years I came in and I did 3 years hard work non-stop, and I was drawn out of the picture
That's right. That's right. So,
for a long time, but I didn't vanish completely. I was still in it, but I wasn't back home. The root of it in Jamaica. I was away.
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that so very much.
I watch all the developments.
I see it. I even feel the reflection and the energy. My Lord, I think that is why tonight is a legendary night, and I'm very, very glad to be part of it. My Lord, you want to tell me, so as a player of instrument, how has reggae music influenced your life, and you want to share a bit of that, or how has music actually influenced your life, and what would you say music as an instrument has made a change out there from the I's own experience?
Well, I grew up with music all my life because both of my parents played music. So it's always been part of my life. But they never really supported it to be the main part of my life. So I studied something else, and I worked in another day job for many years. And I met the Skatalites, and I played with them on tour. And finally, I had the opportunity to do it as a full-time thing. And that has totally changed my life, because now all I do is travel the world spreading the message. And I've been very instrumental in the whole thing, because from the beginning, I took the role of manager without having the title way back. And then I was officially appointed manager since 2000. So I have to deal with a lot of Babylon frustration, stress.
I know.
I should have been a travel agent or, visa specialist. We do it all by ourselves. We don't deal with external people to do any of it. And it's just me and the lady Floriana who's here. And, it's been a challenge. But we shall overcome, and we have continued to overcome. And people say, there's no original members left, or there's only a couple original. It's like the music is played in a very similar fashion that it always was, especially the foundation, the bass, the drum, the rhythm section, but the horns, when Roland and Tommy were 70 years old, they weren't playing like they did when they were 30. So we've got 30-year-olds now that are playing like John Coltrane.
I know. And amazing thing, when I heard tonight, Pussycat. I used to hear this when I was a little child growing up on radio from way back, some corner in Africa, Ghana. And then I heard it today, and it sounded like I was listening to the CD being played just next door.
You just touched something that I definitely want to bring out here, because the band has never played in Africa.
Well, that was my next question. I was
Hint,
going to
hint.
ask. Mr. Basie, you want to tell me the agenda for Africa? Any experience with Africa after all?
No, not yet.
Well, so maybe that I have a dream, or that I have a wish, or that I have a passion. In that regard, you want to share that with us?
Yeah, it would be nice to play in Africa.
Well,
And
so
share-
to
and
the
share the
promoters
love.
out there,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
the Skatalites want to make
Yes.
that move,
That's
that
right.
serious move. So to all promoters out there,
In Africa,
you're listening
yes.
to True African
yes,
Life.
we're coming to Africa.
Yes. Africa, Mama is calling. So they are
Africa
ready.
is
The
calling.
Skatalites are really ready. So
Yes.
any message to the world out there, and to especially the African, the fans, the promoters, and whoever is concerned.
Spread love every day. Spread love, just oneness, and hurt no one. Yes, the only rule: hurt no one. And there's if you hurt no one, then you don't really worry about nothing else. But there's 3 C's that I want to confirm in the minds: complain, condemn, and criticize. Cut those out of your vocabulary. Complain, criticize, and condemn. Cut them out of your vocabulary, and you'll be on the path.
Well, get it straight from Mr. Basie, original. Cut out the 3 C's. You know it. You just heard it. My Lord, tell us your final message to the world out there.
Well, not to be cliche, but I think peace, love, and happiness, man. I mean, peace right now, the world is in a really bad state. You know, we all know it, you know, and the fact that the people who are certainly the majority, us working stiffs, or, you know, the average folks, we're the majority, and we can't seem to grasp the control that we should be able to.
Yeah.
And it's because we're trod upon by these capitalists, these whatever, you know, these barbarians that want to control this thing, and this has been going on for so long, and we can't seem to do anything about it. So I don't know what it's going to take, maybe a serious revolution, but it's still about peace, love, and happiness.
That is all right. So the revolution is begun with a peace, love, and happiness.
And-
You want to add some?
And to change all of that, all we need to do is raise our levels of consciousness. Raise the level, our individual levels of consciousness, because we are all gods.
Yes, I do agree, and I thank you very much for making this time with us, and we'll continue to spread the love, and I give thanks and appreciate love for the positive energy so very much. Yeah, Akwaba, I say Medase. In Africa or Ghana, Tree language, Akwaba means welcome, and Medase means thank you. Give thanks. Akwaba, welcome.
Akwaba,
Medase.
Medasi. Akwaba, Medasi.
Give thanks and appreciate love, my Lord, for having that very good and positive time with us. We certainly did enjoy the show, and I hope the world is looking out for the rest of what is to come from the Skatalites.
Akwapa Madasi.
Blessed love, appreciate love. Yes, adios.